Hi, I'm Lori Lorig from Faith Unleashed Consulting. In churches, it's often said that 20% of the people do 80% of the work. Can you imagine what a church would look like if 100% of the members were actively engaged in ministry? We almost did it. For the past 8 years, I served at Trinity Lutheran Church in Crete, Illinois as the coordinator of personal member ministry. Each week, we worship about 400 people. We had 399 members actively engaged in meaningful ministry. Can you imagine what this would look like at your church? We can help. Faith Unleashed provides 3 different services. First, we can come and speak to your group, providing information, inspiration, and motivation. We can also take your group through our self-discovery workshop. Over 600 individuals have taken this workshop and have been equipped and empowered and now serve as engaged members of their churches and communities. Wouldn't you love it if you didn't have to ask your members to serve in your congregation, but they actually volunteered on their own? In fact, isn't that how God designed it to be? In Ephesians 2, verses 8 through 10, we learn that we're saved by grace alone. But we also learn that we are God's workmanship, created to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Finally, we can come visit your church family and help you create a custom, sustainable system where you can engage and equip your members for meaningful and joyful service. This ultimately will unleash them to live out their unique design and purpose. Wouldn't you like to get the right person serving in the right place at the right time and for the right reason? I'd like to introduce you to 3 individuals who have participated in our discovery workshops. They know what their spiritual gifts are, and they are actively living out their faith. They've been equipped and empowered and are actively engaged in ministry.
Hi, my name is Adam Ostman. I'm a member at Trinity Lutheran Church in Crete, Illinois, and my spiritual gifts are faith, evangelism, and music. And so I'm currently using some of those gifts that God has given me to serve. I serve for our blended worship services here at Trinity, playing guitar, playing drums, or playing bass. And I currently also serve on the board of outreach for Trinity. And I am the webmaster for our website here.
Hi, I'm Pam McGathy. I first took the SHAPE class when it was offered to all the members. My spiritual gifts are encouragement, giving, and hospitality. Encouragement, I definitely use in prison ministry. These are people who are hurting and really they need a hand up. They need to know that they're loved. I also do some mission work, and so I use the same thing. Hospitality, I guess that's part of that also, but I'm also in the Caring Casserole Committee. Caring Casserole Committee is a committee in the church where we have members who are ill or have a crisis in the family, and we have members who make meals for them and deliver them. Giving, I have to say, has changed over the years. We used to have to spend a lot of our money on tuitions, and now we have finally got to our 10%, and we try to give back to the church and to missions and Lutherans for Life.
Hi, I'm Jade Allenjari, and I took the SHAPE class twice. I took it when I was in 8th grade and when I was a senior at Illinois Lutheran High School. My spiritual gifts that I received were serving arts and crafts, music vocal, and music instrumental. I use these gifts a lot when I am in church services. Oftentimes I will sing, leading the congregation in choir or in our praise band at church. I will play flute every now and again, so that's kind of what I do.
Going through the SHAPE class and taking that personality assessment, it really, I think, gave me a better understanding of just that we're all wired differently, and that's okay. Just because someone does something differently than me doesn't mean they're doing it wrong. They're just that's how God wired them, and that's been a big blessing to have a better understanding of how different people operate, especially in ministry. I think the SHAPE workshop has affected it just that way, and that is helping me to keep a focus in life and helping me to keep that focus on Jesus and on serving Him and His people in ministry. Because that's that's what God wants His church to be. You know, He doesn't want it just to be show up on Sunday and listen to the pastor talk, and then I go home for the rest of the week and we don't worry about it till next week. You know, God wants His church to be a church of the people, and for His people to be in action, serving Him, serving each other, and working to build His kingdom. And the Shape class has really helped me to keep that focus in life. And yeah, it's been a huge blessing for me and a huge blessing for us here at Trinity too.
The thing I think that moved me the most was realizing that we're all one body with many different parts that have many different gifts, and that some people have weaknesses in certain areas, and that's why you don't see them volunteering at certain things, and other people have strengths in other areas. And also for myself, that I don't have to expect to be perfect at everything or to volunteer for everything, but to focus on the things that are my gifts. God has taken me through a lot of different avenues to strengthen my compassion. And I worked with, I spent 30 years working with people from all over the world, different cultures, different religions, and it has taught me so much about what other people are feeling and how they react to, different things in life, and it's prepared me for prison ministry. There's two parts for me with prison ministry. The first one is I correct tests for a correspondence Bible class that the prison ministry offers, and you would be amazed at the prayers and responses, the encouragement coming from the prisoners. That got me pushed into actually going and doing Bible classes at the jail. And again, it's an amazing experience to learn how strong their faith is there.
When I serve, I generally like to focus on people who don't have a lot, people who are living in poverty, even people who don't have a lot emotionally or spiritually, people who don't know Christ, or people who just are dealing a lot with depression, dealing with suicide, dealing with anxiety, other kinds of illnesses. I also like focusing on different racial groups, people who are marginalized. I myself am a person of color, so I really like to focus on that a lot too.
I have known Lori for a long time. We had kids in the school together. We were in Lutherans for Life and different organizations together. But I never realized her gifts until I took the Shape class, until she took over our personal member ministry at our church. Once she started that organization, our church has just exploded with volunteers and with different organizations. I believe we have over 50 organizations in our church. It made people realize that they had something that they could offer, and sometimes would form their own organization. She just is a leader. I know she spent hours and hours of research and study putting together the Shape class, and it did phenomenal things for our church. That is definitely her gift.
I love Lori. Man, from my perspective, being a member here at Trinity Lutheran Church in Crete, just seeing how richly God has blessed this congregation, and so much of it through the work that she did here, and through some of the groundwork that she helped lay, it's amazing. I know that she's going to do great things because I know God's behind her 100%, because I've seen it here in person, firsthand, how much God has blessed us through her efforts.
Those are 3 examples of people that are equipped and empowered to live out their faith in service to their Lord. They're engaged in ministry, but not just in their churches, but also in their families and in their communities. So, let's talk about your church. Does it seem like 20% of the people are doing all the work? Could you benefit from your members understanding their spiritual gifts and putting their faith in action? Trust me, we get it, and we can help. Faith Unleashed can help you invest in your members so that they're confidently living out their faith on a daily basis. Check out our website, contact us, and together we can unleash God's army of believers.